Welcome to DigitalSports.com, the nation's leading website that combines school sports with journalism. Digital Sports provides a forum for students and their school communities to get more involved with their sports programs by writing and reporting about them. This helps to improve student writing skills and builds a sense of community surrounding the school's athletics. Digital Sports is a free online website that empowers schools to keep athletes, parents, and the community in the know. It allows you to post schedules and scores, publish school and athletic news, promote student recognition, engage school groups such as journalism, yearbook, and AV clubs, all in one central location. At Digital Sports, you can be an athlete, a student journalist, a photographer, or just someone who loves sports, just like we do. Digital Sports prides itself on providing educational value as well. Our site is leveraged as a web-based student journalism portfolio for writing, photography, and video. The cross-curricular value is exponential, and it encourages various school departments to work together to improve a student's chances for success. Digital Sports unifies communities and promotes school spirit. Every high school in the country already has a digital sports page where administrators, athletic directors, students, family, and friends can access to share that spirit. At Digital Sports, it's your school, your teams, and your news. It's time for you to grab the spotlight, unleash your talents, and show your school spirit.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third and final edition of the Digital Sports and League Minder Summer Webinars. I'm glad to have you guys here. A big welcome to the people that are here for the first time, and obviously welcome back to some of the others who have been on the other summer webinars. So we're really glad to have you here. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Christopher Decker. I am the marketing specialist for Digital Sports. I'm joined by my colleague David O'Neill, who is our League Minder rep, who handles all your scheduling services. So I just wanted to just briefly go over the GoToWebinar menu that you guys see on the right-hand side of your page. You'll notice a chat option at the bottom of that. You'll be able to ask any questions throughout this entire webinar. The webinar is scheduled to go about an hour. Okay, and then towards the end, about 10 to 15 minutes, there will be a question and answer session. But as I said, you can ask any questions throughout the webinar, and if I or Dave are not speaking, either of us will be answering the questions when we can, and if we can't answer them, we'll get to them at the end of the webinar. Okay? Just wanted to go over the agenda for today. The first thing we're going to be doing is talking about how to log into Digital Sports and League Minder. Following that, we will be showing everyone how to update their DigitalSports.com page. This includes customization and messaging. On top of that, we will be doing updating League Minder. Messages for the community will be following that. After that, Dave will be going into the new League Minder roster import, and then we have some new programs that we're going to be launching pretty much right away that we want to kind of go over for a little bit there with you guys. And then, as I said earlier, we'll be going into the question and answer session at the end of today's webinar. Okay? So again, welcome everyone. We're still seeing some people file in. So I'm going to get started here. The first thing that I'm going to be talking about is how to log into your Digital Sports page. Okay? Now basically, you can log in on any Digital Sports page that you go to. Okay, this could be our national page. This could be your school page. You can also log in through your team pages. Okay, you'll be able to find the login button at the top right-hand side of your page. Okay, so for example, Rowe High School is the page that we're on right now. You'll see the arrow pointing to the login button there. You simply click that. Okay, and it brings you to a screen where you can either log into League Minder or log into Digital Sports. Okay. Now, as a LeagueMinder user, if you are a LeagueMinder user only, you can log into either of these and be able to toggle back and forth between your LeagueMinder account and your Digital Sports account. Okay. Now, the Digital Sports account is obviously for customization and writing posts to the community and all that kind of thing. You can, if you log into that side on the right hand side, as I said before, you can switch back and forth to LeagueMinder and then to Digital Sports. Only LeagueMinder users have this capability. If you're just a regular DS reporter who does not have a LeagueMinder account and is not one of our clients, you'd want to sign in on the right-hand side of the page on the Digital Sports side. Okay, this will bring you right to your dashboard where you can do your customizing. Okay. And I guess I'm going to jump right into how to customize your site, and then following this, I'll jump into messaging. Okay. The first thing I'm going to tell you guys is how to change the URL of your school page. Okay, we get a lot of athletic directors that call us up and say, hey, we have this number ID at the top of our page, and we want to change that. We want to make it more prominent and more memorable for people that are asking how to get to our site. Okay, I used my alma mater high school, Pompton Lakes High School in New Jersey, as an example. Okay. Their numeric ID, which is a default ID whenever a school is added to our site, is 50195.digitalsports.com. Okay, you actually have the ability to go in there and change that and customize it to whatever makes the most sense for you guys. It could be a mascot, it could be the name of your high school, it could be a team name, whatever you guys want. You can go into the dashboard and change it. Okay, now the way you do that is whenever you're logged in, you would go to your dashboard. Okay, you click Settings. And then under Settings, there is a sub-menu that says General. You want to click that. Okay? So then you'll see when you scroll down on that page, there'll be a section called Site Alias. Okay? Now in that section, this is where you can do your customization. Okay? Now since my mascot was a Cardinal, I decided to do plcardinals.digitalsports.com. Okay? Now instead of having this 50195 down here, I've customized it so that it now matches my school mascot. Okay? So then what you want to do is you type that in. Okay? You want to click Save Changes. And then I'll show you the before and the after. Okay? So the before and the after, you'll notice before it was that numeric ID that I was just showing you, 50195. But the after, now that you've changed it, it's plcardinals.digitalsports.com. Okay? It's a lot easier to remember. It's a lot easier to tell parents when parents are asking coaches or athletic directors, hey, what's my digital sports site? Okay, this is basically an easier way for you to remember, an easier way for you to share with your community. Okay. All right. The next method of customizing your digital sports site is by changing the colors. Okay. Everyone wants their school page to match what their school colors are. Okay. Digital Sports' default is a red and a blue. Okay. If you wanted to, you can go into the dashboard here and customize the design and the colors. Okay, and the way you would do that is you're logged into your dashboard again. You would want to click the Appearance menu, okay, and then the sub-menu is the Custom Design and Colors menu. Okay, then it'll bring up this screen here. You have your background image where you can change the colors here, and then you have your pod header color, which you can change here. Okay, you pick which one of these colors matches your school colors best. Okay, and then you want to click inside the pod header color. And this actually, if anyone knows any HTML coding or you have a tech guy that wants to do it, if they know the exact colors of your school, they can literally put that code right in here. Okay, so you find that code, you click Update Options. Okay, so this is before. The default is a blue background here, and then these are the pod header colors. Okay, this is how we section off our site. This is also known as a pod header. Okay, so you see the header here is red, the header here is red. Okay, so a blue background, red header. That's before. Now after, I went into and changed it. Now the background is changed to red, and the pod header color is changed to blue. Okay, now whatever your school colors are, you can change that accordingly. Okay. Now the next thing, a lot of athletic directors are always coming to us asking, okay, how do I get rid of this, ugly looking banner up here? Okay, right now it's a diagonal red and white banner with the name of your school. Okay, this is the default that Digital Sports has. Anytime you log into your page. Okay, you actually have the ability to go in there and change this banner to replicate a mascot or your school colors or something of that nature. Okay, and typically what we encourage athletic directors to do is to get their students involved. Get their art departments and their graphic design departments involved, and use it as an extra credit assignment. Okay, and basically what they do is they give them these specs. They tell them to make sure that they match the 660 by 80, the size and the file format. Okay, and whenever that's ready, whoever has the best one gets the extra credit, and then you guys get to take that banner and then upload it to your site. Okay, and then the way you would do that is you go into Appearance, Banner Upload submenu. Okay, wherever you save that banner, you click Browse, and then I typically tell people to save it to their desktop because it's less confusing and you don't have to go through a bunch of folders to try and find it. Okay, this is the one that I created, the PL Cardinal. You want to click Open, Update Options. Okay, so you'll see the before. So the before is the ugly version. It's the default. It's the diagonal red and white stripes with the name of your school. And then you'll see the after here, much better. Okay, it represents your school a lot more. It has all your school colors. It has your mascot right here. Okay, so this is just something fun that not only you guys can do, but you can get your kids involved with as well. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to switch this over to my colleague Dave O'Neill, who's going to be talking about how you toggle between digital sports and your LeagueMinder dashboards. So I'm actually going to hand that off to him right now.
Okay, simple, like Chris said, for those of you who are LeagueMinder users, if you log in through Digital Sports, you can easily use the toggle over here, the My Apps, to go between Digital Sports and LeagueMinder to launch them separately. It only works in this direction. However, if you're logged into LeagueMinder, there is no direct sync to get to the back end of your Digital Sports page. So it's just an easy way. This is the easiest way to be logged into both, is to log into Digital Sports and then use that toggle to get over there. Once you're in your LeagueMinder account, okay, what I want to review is just some administrative things to take care of. Hopefully many of you have done these already as the school year is getting upon us. But just some key things that update that'll help you get through the school year. One is your facilities list. Again, throughout the school year, there's always perhaps a single facility that you use for only one particular event, or that you only use because there was a conflict somewhere. Get that out of your list so that way nobody else accidentally schedules to it. Again, remember, as a LeagueMinder user, if other schools in your area use our service, they're accessing this list and scheduling events to it. So if you have something in your list that you're not using or you don't want other schools to schedule events to, you need to get that off your list so nothing gets scheduled there by accident. The second thing is making sure that the facilities you have in your list are as up-to-date and as accurate as possible. Again, the idea that the information that goes in here is more for the schools that are visiting your site rather than necessarily your local community. It's best to keep this up to date, especially for your facilities that are not on your campus. If it's an off-site facility, I highly recommend filling in the Google Map URL. If you click the blue link where it says Help Me, you can access a direction. There's a little instruction in there on how to get the links from Google Maps so that you can include it in this description, along with all the other information that's here. Again, when a user comes to Digital Sports and they access the details of the facility, they'll be able to see all this information and be able to understand what's available at the events you're hosting. The next thing is your opponents list. Again, I see a lot of opponents lists where there's a lot of schools on there. Again, this list you scroll through every time you schedule a game. So one, if you have an opponent on there from last year that you only scheduled perhaps a scrimmage with or a playoff game with that you probably will not be playing against this year, just simply click Remove from that opponent's list and it'll get them off your list to keep the list as short as possible. Additionally, if you have new schools in your area, either new schools opened or there was a change to your league alignment, or you're scheduling a scrimmage for a school that you've never played before, simply search for the school. Again, keep that search as generic as possible. You'll find it in LeagueMinder, and then you simply click Add. If for some reason you can't find a school, send a contact to our customer support team, and they can add it to the back end, and it'll be available for search. Just as a note here, if I were searching for the school and I were to put in Acme HS, abbreviate high school, it would not be found. Keep your searches as generic as possible when you do this, so that way no matter how the school is entered in the league minder, it increases your chances of finding it. Okay. So again, by adding that, again, it's simple enough to add and get your list up to date, so that way your available schools are available for creating your game events. Okay. The other one is your sports information list. Come here again if you are either adding or dropping levels. You'll want to update this so that way you have those things in your account. Okay. Again, I have seen many accounts where things have been added over the years but not necessarily removed. So I see situations like this where both there's a 9th grade team listed and a freshman team listed. You really shouldn't have both. You should only be managing one or the other. Okay. If you have a sport that you want to remove, it is completely safe to go ahead and hit the trash can. If for some reason there are events scheduled, you'll get this box here. It'll give you an option to move them somewhere else. So here I hit the trash can for deleting the 9th grade. Because there were 9th grade events scheduled, it's now giving me an option where I can choose to move them to the freshman schedule without losing those events and needing to reschedule them. Once I click the move games, it will delete the level. It'll move the games and then delete the level. If I hit the button underneath, delete instead of moving, it'll delete the level. It'll delete the sport I've clicked on as well as all games associated to it. So just be aware of that. Okay. So then once you're done, again, I've now gotten rid of 9th grade, and freshman remains, and all those events have been moved there. If I want to add a new sport, or if you want to take the next step in using League Minder and start to add some of your clubs and activities, like you can see band listed down there, again, I click the button up top. I choose season, gender, level, and sport or activity. And in the sport list, you'll see there's a bunch of activities that are available to you if you're looking to add those to your account. Anything that you add here, it will be set up automatically to push out a digital sports web page so your public can access the information related to that new sport. Okay. So once you're done, you should have a new updated list of whether you've added or removed things. Obviously, the next step in that process is making sure that your public is only seeing what they need to see in terms of the sports available at your school. Okay. I'm now going to turn this back to Chris.
All right, so one of the new features that we implemented onto the Digital Sports public site is to be able to hide or display certain school sports. And the reason we do this is because we've had a lot of calls come in saying that, hey, my school doesn't necessarily have, advanced orchestra. I mean, this is just an example. It's an activity. But they might not have a certain sport like golf, okay? And as a result, they want to be able to hide that because there's no point in having it there if it's not a sport at their school. Okay, so we developed the functionality where you have the ability to go into your dashboard and hide any specific sport that you don't want displayed on the school page. Okay, now the way to do that is you would obviously log into your dashboard. This is basically where you're going to be the entire time whenever you're customizing anything. You go down to where it says Sports Menu Selection. Okay, and then you click the configure menu submenu. Okay, you'll see here the screen now with a list of all the sports for fall sports as an example here. Okay, so if you wanted to hide any of these sports or activities, you'd click this radio button up here that says Use Selective Menu Item. Okay, and then when you any sports or activities that you do not want on the site, you would check mark. Okay. So advanced orchestra, cheerleading, field hockey, golf, soccer, and tennis, I do not want on my site, so I check them all off. You check them all off, you hit the Save button. You'll see the before and the after. The before has everything that you just saw in that list, but then the after, it only includes the sports that I left unchecked. Okay, and then that's how you would hide the sports. Okay, and if you wanted to, if you wanted to have every sport listed, all you would do is simply click this radio button that says Don't Use Selective Menu Item. If you click this radio button, then all of these sports will show up regardless of whether or not you check the box. Okay, and then now I'm going to send this back over to Dave. He's going to talk to you guys about sending emails to alert subscribers.
Okay, one of the main things that happens at the start of next school year, obviously, is getting your subscribers up to date. I know our customer support team here each fall gets a series of phone calls from parents who say, well, my kid's graduated, or my kid's no longer attends such and such school. I need to get rid of my email alerts. Okay, there is a way for you to kind of facilitate and expedite this process. If you go into your administration, go all the way down to the bottom and find your external email list, you will then make sure your list is turned on, and then you can click the middle button here and you can access the list. This will bring up this screen. Again, you will see a list of everyone who's registered to receive alerts on your digital sports site, and by checking all, you can check all, and then from there you can actually put your own message in. Subject: email, update your email alerts 2012-13-14. Please go to your digitalsports.com site, update your email alerts, and in addition to the message, it will automatically add a comment. It'll add your signature block, and also it will put an unsubscribe link into the email. So what the parent receives will look like this: subscriber, or whoever, the message you typed is here, and then your email signature that's in your LeagueMinder account, and then the link to unsubscribe. If they hit this link, it'll automatically remove them out and get them out of your program. Okay, so it's a very simple way to get that email message out to them. Again, you can use this to send other emails throughout the year if you want to communicate to your subscribers that way. Okay. Again, just quick reminder on the website, this is where users need to go, where it says email alerts in this navigation menu, for parents to update their email alerts. So if anyone calls your office saying, hey, how do I register, or where do I go to register, or how do I update this now that you've sent that email, you would click there in the email alerts, and then the parents would be able to address those emails. Right? And now, in addition to sending that email, again, if parents are going to be coming here to update email alerts, Chris will go over how you can post some other information here that parents may want to access at the same time. Okay, now it's important to remember that, and I mentioned this earlier, digital sports is not just about scheduling. It's about getting your community involved and sharing news and information with them, and sharing pictures and videos and all that kind of thing. You really want to encourage parents and students and coaches and teachers to come to the site to see what's going on with your school and with your community. So, I'm just going to go over the other aspect of how digital sports is beneficial. I went over the customization, but now this is communication and getting information out to the community. Okay. Now, a couple of different ways that you can do this are pages, where you can put forms and documents and pertinent information, and then posts, just like regular news articles. Okay. And then I just also wanted to add too that anyone can do this. Okay. We have a lot of ADs calling us saying, hey, look, we have students who are pursuing a career in journalism or sports reporting. We really want them to get involved. We want them to create, like a web-based portfolio for them, when they're looking for colleges. Okay, and this is the perfect forum for that. All right, so I'm just going to go over here how to create a news story, and it's just like your basic blog post. Okay, for anybody that's familiar with WordPress, this is basically what it looks like. So what you want to do is when you're logged in, you'll see a menu right at the top that says Posts. Okay, and then the sub-menu is Add New. You want to click that to add a new post. Okay, now I use this as an example, and this is actually perfect timing for you guys since the fall season is pretty much almost starting. I know practices have started and all that stuff. So what I did here was I created a message here that says Welcome to the new school year, and then within that message we'd like to welcome back all students and faculty for the start of the school year. We would like to especially welcome all incoming freshmen. We wish nothing but the best of luck for the next 4 years. So, and then you can see here that I added a little picture in here. Okay, so you could actually, if you guys wanted, you could take this exact message and put it on your school page. Okay, it'd be easier for you guys. But this is the kind of thing that we're trying to encourage that you guys utilize, so that way, if anybody's looking for information when they come to the site, this is the perfect kind of message that you'd want to send. Okay, so when you have all that in and you have all your fun words and graphics in there, you want to go over here and click the Publish button. Okay, so now this is what the public site looks like. Okay, so this is the picture that I just put in here, as well as the article, and then under the featured stories, this is the title of the article. All you would do is click on here, it would open up that story,
Click on here would open up that story, or click on here. Okay, and this is just like a regular carousel on a regular website. Okay, and the cool thing here is that anytime you post a story to a team page, it automatically rolls up to your school page, which then in turn automatically rolls up to our national page. Okay, and the reason that this is cool is because not only will you guys be getting the local recognition and sharing that information on a local scale, but it'll be pushing out on a national scale as well. Okay, we've had kids writing articles, and it's been posting to our homepage, and we've had college recruiters coming in and saying, hey, this student has some really good writing skills, I want to contact him, and that's happened more than once. So we really encourage that. And again, we know a lot of athletic directors, they take a lot of pride in their school, and they want to show that school spirit. So it's cool to do it on a local level as well as a national level, and all you need to do is write a post. Okay. Okay, the other method of sending out messages to the community is to create a page. Okay, the main difference between a page and a post is that pages are static. Okay, they remain at the top of your page in a little box. Okay, whereas posts, whenever you write a new post, it will push down the previous post. Okay, so if you have an important story that you want to share, any stories that you post after that will continue to push that old story out. Okay, pages, on the other hand, they remain static. Okay, and usually with pages, what people use pages for, I guess popular features here are to create forms, to create surveys, or to just create a regular text. Okay, so excuse me. So what you want to do here when you're creating a page is you title it here. Okay, you could put in whatever you want here. You can add hyperlinks, you could add forms, anything you want, you put right in this section. When you're done, you want to click Publish. Okay, so then you'll notice here, as I was mentioning before, all these boxes up here, these are known as pages. Okay, and these remain static. They don't move. Okay, so you can put anything you want up there. Okay, and one of the examples of the pages, as I mentioned before, is regular text. Okay, for example, we use testimonials here. So you could literally copy and paste anything from a Word document, for example. Okay, copy that and then paste it right in here, and then you publish the page. Okay, that's a page. All right. Another popular feature for the regular text is listing things. A lot of our clients are listing, excuse me, a lot of our clients are listing past championships for their teams. All league players, all-star players. It's really a great resource here to list. Okay. The other option is to download PDFs. Okay. If you have an important form like a medical form or a physical form, which is actually very popular among our clients, they upload the PDF to the page. Okay, and then they embed it within this link. The minute you click one of these links, it opens up that PDF, and whoever opened it, whether it's a parent, a coach, a teacher, okay, they have that PDF right in front of them, and they can print it out, fill it out, and then mail it to whoever it needs to go to. And then the third option is creating web forms. Okay, the great thing about this is they are fully customizable. It's what WordPress calls gravity forms. Okay, so you see all these fields down here. You can customize this to whatever you want. Okay, whether it's school, name, email, address, state, zip code, you can put all that information in for whatever kind of form that you want to put in there. Okay, I guess some popular forms that people have created in the past are emergency contact forms, where basically you can create any of the necessary fields, have parents fill them out, and then it automatically submits to whatever email you associate it to. Okay, so if you were to create a form and customize it with all the fields that you want in there, at the end there is an option to select an email address that all of the submissions would go to. Okay, if you wanted it to go to the AD would get all those emails. Although we do get a lot of calls where ADs say, hey, I have enough emails, send it to somebody else. Okay, then in that case you could send it to a coach, you could send it to a nurse or a trainer. Depending on the kind of form, you can customize whoever you want to associate that email with. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to switch it back over to Dave, and he's going to talk about adding the new freshmen into the system.
Okay, as you come into the new school year, obviously those of you who've used students in the past, this is an important thing that you need to do. For those of you who haven't used students in the past but are looking to do so, it's an important process to keep in mind. Okay, essentially if you have students, come into your students menu, okay, go down, again, it's a big list of buttons. You'll go down to the last section, and there is a button to update grade levels. What this will do is it will advance your students. So 9 becomes 10, 10 becomes 11, 11 becomes 12, and 12 becomes 13. 13 is the highest grade in the system, and that can be used to be filtering them out of certain reports and things. Okay, that'll leave you with 0 ninth graders. Once you have the 0 ninth graders, you can then come back to the student menu, and you'll go to import students, and you'll import your freshman class using a template. When you click the import students menu, you'll get a screen. There'll be a green link for more details and instructions. You click that link, you'll get an instruction page. There'll be a red link in there. If you hit that, it'll download an Excel file that has all the information that you need to import. You'll lay out the import on the Excel sheet, save it as a specific file type, and then you can use that to upload your students into the program. I will send you a sample file of that Excel template with what a freshman class import would look like, so that you'll get that in the follow-up email that comes after the webinar. Okay. In addition to updating students, the other thing that we've done is increase the flexibility for you to add rosters to the program. For those of you who've tried to do this in the past, you've probably run into the issue where in order to import a roster for many sports, the system required you to have a jersey number and a position. To do so, that has to relate to statistics tracking. Obviously, most schools know their rosters long before they know jersey numbers, positions, and are concerned about tracking statistics. So we've changed it so that those are now optional fields. So you're no longer required to include those at the time you do the import. We have allowed you to update that later on after the fact, so that's something you can do. So you can update rosters using the import in addition to creating them. Also, what we've done is we do require you now to indicate a year that the roster occurs in. The purpose for that is that you are now able to import historical roster information. So those of you who either moved from another service and have historical information somewhere else, or those of you who use LeagueMinder and didn't do rosters because this part was too difficult to work around, you can now go back and easily import any of that historical information into the program. So in addition to making it easier to import the rosters, we've also increased dramatically what pieces of data you can import when you do those rosters. So previously you were only able to import these fields. Now, in addition to those fields becoming optional, we've added things available for import such as height, weight, a lot of the student custom fields that you use, and some of the medical custom fields that you use, as well as all the customized fields on the roster tab. So now all of these custom fields that you've probably changed to something else, including your awards tracking like varsity letter, JV letter, all of this can now be imported into the program, both for current rosters and for historical rosters. So if you want to recreate a lot of that roster history that you've been keeping in a file cabinet somewhere or storing or preserving in another program, you can now bring that all into LeagueMinder and use the LeagueMinder reporting to run reports on that information. Okay, so again, at the end of the season, you'd be able to now import your awards information and update the roster accordingly without having to manually check it off for each individual student. Okay, so with the importing, what you'll get from me as a follow-up to the webinar are actually 3 examples. One will be a freshman student body import. You'll have a regular roster import, so how to import a roster to get the season started. And then the third will be how to import a historical roster with an example of like historical awards information. So you'll have those samples to work off of as you want to do them. Okay. All right, the next thing is some new programs for 2013-14. Again, this was not part of the first 2 summer webinars, so we do need to get this information out to them as well. We just kind of finalized the approval to launch these programs, so we're very excited about those. First thing, in conjunction with the students we were just talking about, we have worked with the Vantage Learning Team. Many of you have heard in our various presentations how digital sports is now owned and operated by an educational technology company. Well, we've worked with those educational experts now to really build a connection between sports and academics. We've put together as a very streamlined, easy-to-use program to hopefully improve student-athlete eligibility in your schools. So for those student-athletes struggling academically, causing them to either be ineligible or borderline ineligible, we've created a program. All our educational technology programs are web-based, so they're online programs, so students can access them through the web. What we've done is we've set this up so that there doesn't need to be a specific school administrator or teacher involved. So those of you who are using study halls or after-school programs where there's like a rotating coverage, that's not going to be an issue because it's all accessed by the students, and we manage the program from here. The program will allow those students to work on their greatest areas of need. So it's not just a generic program for all kids. Each kid's going to actually receive something slightly different based on how they're performing in the online program. And we've tried to create flexible pricing to make it affordable and easy for schools to do, whether you want to do it for just a half year in an effort to get your students eligible now or next sports season. So kind of rolling along with traditional eligibility cycles of a half year. So there'll be more details about this coming out. If you have specific questions about it, I'd be happy to answer them. Again, so it's not connected to LeagueMinder or anything in any way, but purely just a way to help improve the eligibility of the students at your school. Okay? So there'll be more information about that coming. And then Chris also has a program connected to digital sports.
Okay, and as Dave mentioned, we're both pretty excited to be launching these new programs here, and Dave had his thing, and this is something, the Digital Sports Spirit Awards, that we're very proud to be announcing, and it more or less it's about us recognizing all of you guys for wanting to promote your athletics. Okay, we're really trying to reinforce and acknowledge the schools that are promoting the success of your teams and of your athletes, okay? And it really all starts within the community, and that's really the buzzword that we want to use. It's all about your community, okay? Our slogan is your schools, your teams, your news, okay? That's what it's all about. We want you guys to be able to share that school spirit and write articles about your teams and share photos and videos and media about all the big games and the exciting moments. That's what we want you guys to do. That's our vision, and it's already happening. We have a lot of clients that are already getting their students involved and their parents involved, and this program kind of epitomizes that mentality. And we wanted to take it a step further and just put it in your hands. It's all in your hands, and the reward that we were going to be giving to you guys is whatever schools and teams display the most spirit at the end of each season. We're going to be giving medal badges on their school page banner. We're also going to be sending those to the athletic directors, and as I mentioned before, the whole local and national recognition. This will be tenfold greater than that. Okay, this will allow you to be recognized by the community as being the school with the most school spirit. Okay, and that's really what it's all about. I've had athletic directors call me up and say, I don't care about myself. I care about my kids. I care about my athletes, and I care about the school. Okay, he basically told me I want them to be recognized. Okay, and that's what this all revolves around. So we're really excited to put this in your hands and to have you guys do all these things and cover your games and go out and take photos and videos. So as Dave mentioned, there'll be more details to follow this, but we encourage you to follow up with us about this. Ask me questions about it. Send me emails. Give me phone calls. I'll be here all day to answer your questions. So we're looking forward to that for you guys. And with that being said, that pretty much concludes today's webinar. Again, I wanted to thank everyone for joining. For those of you for your first time here, thank you for joining, and obviously for any of those who have been on a couple of these already, thank you for coming back. And on behalf of Dave O'Neill and myself, I just want to say thank you for joining, and we'll jump into any of the question and answer session if we have any questions.
A couple came in. A lot of them were a couple things. Just one like LeagueMinder user question. Somebody was asking about end times in LeagueMinder. Somebody was asking about end times in LeagueMinder. Very simple. The reason that they have to be entered in is so that it can appropriately identify conflicts in the program. If there wasn't an end time, then it'd be much more. The program would have a hard time understanding like how long it should identify a conflict for. So that's why it is required for that purpose. Somebody asked in regards to LeagueMinder and Digital Sports, can you have them open at the same time? The answer is yes, you can have them open at the same time. That's not a problem. We actually do that probably 90% of the time we have you on the phone. We're trying to help support someone. We'll have their LeagueMinder account open. We'll have their Digital Sports account website up. We'll be looking at both of them to see what's going on. The thing to keep in mind with that, though, is if you do make a change in LeagueMinder and you expect it to show up on Digital Sports, one, you'll need to refresh the page. It won't automatically show up. You'll need to reload your page so it can pick it up. And also, sometimes there can be a 1 to 2 minute delay in that information getting out to your site. So it's as close to instant as we can make it, but just if it doesn't refresh, if you refresh and it's not there the first time, just try it again 1 or 2 more times and usually it shows up. Other than that, I think the questions that came in were very specific to situations, people trying to do certain things. So we can, we'll take those as they come.
I got a separate email asking a question about how if there's a way to share news, or I guess share news through a demo or another webinar. And I had received this email actually yesterday, but I just wanted to, if that person is on the call today, I am always going to be available to show you how to customize your digital sports site. I can literally, handhold you if that's what you need. I can show you how to post an article, how to upload a photo and a video. I can do all that stuff for you. So either send me an email or give me a phone call, and we can set up a time, and I can demo it. If you need to be on for a half an hour or an hour, I can help you out.
All right, Chris, can you go back and just a question came in. Show again how to get to the dashboard. I got one question asking us to show it, and someone else is saying they can't see their dashboard. So can you review how to get to a dashboard?
Sure. Okay. So we'll go all the way back to the beginning. All right. So this is about the third slide in. So if you're going to the Digital Sports website, as I mentioned earlier, you can log in through any digital sports site. Right now, this example is just a school page. But this login, as long as you're logged out, this login button will always appear on the school page, on a team page, or on the national page. Pretty much any page it will show up. Okay, you want to click that. Okay, and then it'll bring you to this login to Digital Sports or login to LeagueMinder. If you're a LeagueMinder user, you can log into Digital Sports, and it will automatically log you into LeagueMinder. Okay, but if you log into Digital Sports, you click login, it will bring you to the dashboard, which is what this looks like. Okay. You're logged in when you see this gray bar here that has your username. Okay, so right now my username is Digital Sports News. Okay, whatever your username is, it would show up here. That's an easy way to tell if you're logged in. Okay, and then this is the dashboard view. Okay, obviously it looks a lot different than the actual public site, but you'll see all these menus on the left-hand side, and that's how you know you're in the dashboard. Okay, and then from there, you can basically do all the customization options that I went over before, as well as messaging, like posts and pages. I hope that answers your question. Okay. Is there any other questions?
Let's see. Trying to think. Oh, next question. How do you post when you post pictures? How do you get them to go to a specific team page and not to the general school page?
You have to basically, when you log in, you have to be associated to that team page in order for you to be able to post images there. Okay. Now, as I mentioned before, the way it works is if you post a picture to a team page, it's going to automatically roll up to the school page. But as long as you start at the team page, it's always going to be there. Okay. I'm not sure if that's the question that they're asking, but
I'm not sure. Again, the main thing to know is as the athletic director or athletic assistant, whoever, when you get connected to Digital Sports, because you are a LeagueMinder user, you are automatically connected not only to your school page, but also all the team pages within your school. So what you'll have in your dashboard is a place called My Sites. And in My Sites, you'll have access to your school page and each of your team pages. If you post pictures to a team page, which is the best thing to do, they will display there and also roll up to your school page. So they will show on both. If you post them on a school page, they will not show on your team page.
Correct.
Okay?
Okay. Any other questions?
All right.
And again, if anybody wants me to walk them through the actual process, I can demo this. You can either send me an email or I'll send you an email after this webinar, and we can set up a time whenever you want, and I could literally handhold you through the process.
Okay. We actually had somebody just ask that.
Oh, did they? Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
Any other questions?
I'm looking. Okay. Somebody chimed in saying that they got here late and they want to know what they missed. One of the things that Chris and I are going to do is we have recorded the webinar, so this has been completely recorded, and what we're going to do is make it available on the LeagueMinder login page. So when you log in, where the welcome message is, within the next couple of days here, hopefully before the weekend, if not maybe right after, we'll have a link where you can re-watch this entire webinar that you guys attended today to review anything that you missed. I think the other questions that have come in are.
I just wanted to add to the customization and the posting and the photos and videos. If you are interested in getting documentation, like a basic how-to, I created a user documentation for logging in and posting news articles and photos and videos, as well as customizing. I have documentation for that, so either send Dave or me an email, and I can reply it and attach the document for you. Okay. Okay. If there's no more questions, then
nope, just people. Okay, who is talking when they can say us walking through? All right, so just to be clear here, if you look at your screen right now, if it's something you need help with for LeagueMinder, that's me. I'm Dave. I will walk you through LeagueMinder stuff. Chris.
That's me, Digital Sports.
Okay.
I hope we don't sound similar.
The wonderful thing is that we sit right next to each other. So if you happen to call the wrong person by mistake, literally they're a shoulder tap away. So don't worry about that too much. We're very good at managing that. But just, mostly in terms of the dashboard questions and the photo questions, that would be Chris that you'll be reaching out to, or he'll be reaching back to you. I know a couple of you have said that you're available immediately after the webinar. Obviously, Chris can't talk to multiple people at the same time, but I may be able to take some of that and help out. So for those of you who said that, we can, one or the other of us will talk to you as soon as we wrap this up here. Okay? I think that kind of covers it. I think everything else was very personal questions that I don't want to address to the whole audience. So, okay, I think I got to everybody's questions that came through the chat. If I did not, I will review this again and touch out to you. We will be doing more of these in the coming school year. Our plan right now is we are planning to do another one in September. This will be the last of this variation, but in September, our main focus is we want to do a very specific webinar on how to get the most out of your digital sports site. We kind of only touched on it today with the fact that you can post stories and photos and videos, but there's much more you can do with the digital sports website. So Chris will primarily be conducting a webinar related to that on, how to not only reviewing how to do those things again, but also there are ways to do fundraising initiatives through digital sports. There's actually a donation widget you can activate and gather credit card donations. There's ways that you can, there's other pages or page types that you can create to help promote those. There is some LeagueMinder functionality that Dave, will review in that webinar on how you can best utilize what the chalkboard feature is and what's the difference between using your chalkboard and creating a post. We'll clarify that because we've seen a lot of things over the past year where users are posting stuff in the chalkboard that should really be a news post and vice versa. So that way you're using the features the right way and how can you have something permanently on site as opposed to temporarily on the site, and how to manage all that. So that'll be coming in September. There'll be a follow-up email to this webinar, and part of that is going to be not only what's coming in September, but we want suggestions from you guys. What else would you like to see in October, November, December, January? And whether that be from us, or if you would like to see or hear from some of our best using users, or have a conversation about some certain topics going on with athletic directors. Like I said, one of our big initiatives right now revolves around student eligibility. So we may, if there's an interest there in having a big conversation about eligibility and how to improve student-athlete performance, we can get some of our experts on a webinar and get some ADs that are doing some good things around the country and engage in a conversation about that. So, we look forward to that, and we welcome your suggestions for what else you would like to see from us in the coming months.
And then I guess I'll leave you guys with this. We get a lot of calls about ADs that are just overwhelmed, especially at this time of the year, right when school's about to start. So with digital sports, a lot of them want to keep their page as fresh as possible, and it's really hard for them to do that because they're just so busy running around. I highly, highly recommend getting department heads involved, like a journalism club or a yearbook club. Anyone that is interested in writing or going out to the game to snap photos, get them involved. It's easy for them to sign up and post. Okay, so and that would take a lot of pressure off of your shoulders. Okay, so I guess if that's it, we'll wrap up. Just wanted to say thank you once again for joining, and as Dave mentioned, we will have a recorded presentation of this available on the LeagueMinder homepage within the coming days. If not by tomorrow, definitely beginning of next week. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, everyone, for joining.